Alright, for this video, I'm going to show you how to make a naturalized bowl. I got a piece of maple here. It's really too dry. I hope this even works. We probably won't be able to keep the bark on this because it's too dry. The best time of year to cut wood if you want to make a naturalized bowl with the bark staying on it, you need to cut it in the winter. I don't know when this piece was cut, but I don't know if it was. I don't think it was winter. So the bark may be too dry and it may come off, but it'll still make a cool looking bowl. Certain woods hold their bark better than others. I found that birch really holds its bark good, but you got to turn it when it's green. You got to cut it and turn it within a few weeks. So let's do this. We're going to do it with a faceplate, which I'm going to take and I'm going to measure to where I get it approximately in the center of this. That's pretty close right there. And I'm going to screw it down. Now all I've done to this piece of wood is it was a piece of firewood like this. I cut it in half lengthwise. Grain is running this way. Then I just took the bandsaw and I nipped the corners off. And I did that a while back. And I set it in here and I was going to use it and I didn't get a chance to use it. So I'm going to try to do this. But like I said, the bark will probably not stay on this piece of wood. It'll probably come off. So I mount it on the lathe. And I want to set my rest as close as I can, but not hit anything. I can actually come a touch closer. See, now it's not hitting anything. I want to keep the speed down when I start it, and then bring it up until it starts shaking too much. Right there, it's starting to shake. Now I'm using a modified bowl gouge. A bowl gouge would normally come out almost straight across here, but it's a modified grind, and I use it for most of the stuff I do. I use it for it. And as you can see, we're just starting to take some of that off, not even touching here. Once this thing gets a little closer to round, we'll be able to speed things up. See, now that I'm getting the high points off, I can go a little faster. around here almost. We're getting better. With a natural edge bowl, a lot of times I'll do a different kind of shape. And I may take the bowl and go like this, because it ends up with an interesting hollow in it with the natural edge. See, we've got it pretty much round now. Now it's just a question of shaping it to the way we want it. I'm going to get that bottom squared away. As you can see, there's a chunk out of it. I got to readjust the rest so that I'm getting the right angle. I'm going to come in here with a scraper and try to straighten this up a little bit to where I want it. Here's a different shape scraper. Because of this here, I can't get the other one in like I wanted it. See, that's gotten it pretty good. I think I'm going to taper this in a little bit more. A little bit more right here to try to get rid of some of them ridges. I'm not putting much pressure on this. I'm just letting it just shave it. Okay, there's a little bit there, but I can get that when I'm sanding. Now we'll try to get the center out of this thing. So far the bark has held on there, but this is the crucial point. Now I'm going to take my bowl gouge and I can go right into the center. Like this. And see, I got a long span here over the rest for this knife, but I can't do a whole lot about it yet. I can try to get a little bit in there, but I can't have it so that it's hitting. So I can't get it as close as I'd like to. It's a little high. have to be very careful when you're sanding this, on the inside especially, because it's not even all the way around. So you got to be very careful with that. It's a little tricky. Sometimes you bust your knuckles a little bit. I'm just putting a little glue in the cracks just to keep it from getting any worse. The bark wants to loosen up a little bit right there, so I put a little glue in there. It might keep it from coming off. The glue that I'm using is P210. It's a two-part thing that comes with a spray that activates it, makes it dry almost instantly. But I'm not using that. I'm just putting it in there and I'm letting it dry as I'm sanding. I just don't want the bark to come off if I can help it. I'm dropping down from 80 down to 120 now. You have to go lightly with this, with the pressure, because otherwise you can stick your hand in between there and you get a boo-boo. So you just want to lightly hold it over there. So every time that goes around, your finger could fall into there and get caught there. So all right, I'm going to drop down to 240. Now I'm just going to put a little mineral oil on this. You got to be careful what you put on bowls, because if people use them to eat, you don't want something that somebody could be allergic to. Like some people are allergic to nut oil and different things like that. So you don't want that. You want to put in something that nobody's allergic to. The only thing I know for sure is mineral oil. You want to just let it soak in a little bit. So this is just mineral oil. If somebody wanted to put something in this on their table, like peanuts or something, you don't want it to be something that they're allergic to that's on the bowl. A lot of people will put like varnish or something on it to give it a real shine, and that's nice, except if people are allergic to it. So I use mineral oil. It doesn't give you quite as nice a finish, but it's more of a natural finish. And you know, you want to get it in the bark a little bit, which I'm actually surprised this bark stayed on here like it did. A lot of times I'll just have a vat of this oil and I'll just soak them, just drop them right in, soak them. And at some point I'll coat this again. I don't spend as much time sanding out the natural edge bowls usually, because they're kind of rugged and rustic looking things anyways. So oh, that was a little too much. Now we got to part this thing off. This is a parting tool, and it's made for cutting things off on the lathe. Well, we got plenty of room here. I'll reset this camera. When you do the parting tool, you want to go wider than just one width, because otherwise it'll jam. And also, as you're doing this, you want to go slightly concave with the bottom of this, so you want to angle it in ever so slightly. You'll notice as I go in, I'll go in a ways and I'll pull back and then I'll move over, and I'll just make this so that it's not tight. I don't want that to jam in there. So I don't want that tight. And we'll slow this down as we get down towards the end. I just did that so that I can get in closer with the rest. so I'm not hanging out so far. It's starting to get loose, so I'm going to slow this down. Then I want this bowl to go flying. And it just breaks off in the end. Now I'll take a pad sander and I'll just sand that bottom. But you'll notice that it's concave, so that if it warps, it's only hitting on the outside edge, and it won't wobble near as much. Now I'll put a little oil on the bottom and we're good to go. And there you have it. Natural edge bowl. You can do any number of shapes. It's unlimited the number of shapes that you can do. I just chose this one because it just felt right. And the bark did stay on it. That's good. I wasn't sure it was gonna. Okay. Thanks for watching.